So remember how yesterday I said the AI industry was using those attacks to paint themselves as victims? Well, it turns out things are escalating further. Because while Silicon Valley was crying on camera, the rest of the country was quietly revolting. Let's get into it. Shoutouts to Yahoo News for the article. When AI backlash turns revolutionary, Molotov cocktails, and data center war. Now, we already talked about this in the last two videos. Sam Altman's house was attacked with a Molotov cocktail by a 20-year-old dude, and then he went over to, I think OpenAI's headquarters and, shouted out death threats or something like that. And then after that, I'm pretty sure there was gunshots fired at a councilman who was trying to push pro-AI legislation at some point somewhere in Maine or Rhode Island. Something like that. But yeah, that's clearly indicating that this is not intellectual resistance anymore. It's revolutionary. Let me find a good place to read this off without saying anything that hasn't already been said in the previous videos. Here's what should terrify every tech executive. Online reactions from Gen Z weren't horror, but celebration. Based, do it again, read one Instagram comment. Free that man, declared another TikTok. And once again, want to make this clear, while it is nice to see that people are protesting, it should not be getting violent, and I don't condone any crimes or violence towards these people. AI-related layoffs hit 55,000 workers in 2025, while tech leaders promise utopian futures. The violence emerges from economic desperation, not abstract fears. According to reporting by Fortune, AI eliminated 55,000 plus American jobs in 2025, 12 times the previous year. You're watching an entire generation realize the AI promise was never meant for them. Meanwhile, 43% of college graduates remain underemployed, entering a job market increasingly hostile to entry-level positions. The disconnect between corporate AI enthusiasm and worker displacement creates the perfect storm for radicalization. The backlash extends beyond San Francisco mansions to heartland communities, rejecting data center construction. According to Fortune, grassroots opposition killed or delayed $64 billion worth of projects across 24 states. 25 projects were canceled in 2025 alone, quadruple the previous year. Towns that once courted tech investment now view it like a casino. Promises of prosperity masking community costs. Opposition groups cite skyrocketing utility bills, water consumption, and noise pollution as AI tool demand strain local resources. More than half of Gen Z uses AI tools regularly, but only 20% feel hopeful about the technology's impact. Gallup polling reveals the contradiction driving this rage. Over 50% of Gen Z uses AI regularly, yet fewer than 20% express hope about its future. 33% feel actively angry, while 50% report fear. You're witnessing a generation trapped between practical dependence and existential dread, using ChatGPT for homework while watching it eliminate their career prospects. This isn't Luddite destruction, it's calculated resistance from digital natives who understand exactly what they are rejecting. The normalization of anti-tech violence represents a cultural inflection point. When college students celebrate Molotov attacks and data centers faced organized opposition, Silicon Valley's promise of frictionless futures crashes against human friction. The part that I want to focus on here is that local communities are actively rejecting the massive resource costs of these things. While I obviously do not condone any of this violence, like I said, it is very good to see that people are realizing the fact that when it comes to promises about the AI assisting people in making existence a better place, at the end of the day, all it is just capitalistic endeavors to make the rich richer. When you boil all of this AI hype down, it is literally just like the NFT hype, you know what I mean? It is just one elaborate grift. And what's really unfortunate is that AI should be assisting us. It should be making all of humanity's lives easier. But when the people operating it and creating it have very greedy incentives for their product, it's just not possible to perceive it as anything positive. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are y'all's? Whatever it is, be sure to let me know in the comment section. That's going to be all for this video, boys. This is Blacklight Jack signing out. You guys have a good one.